The internet is absolutely losing its mind right now. Just as the entire nation of the Philippines was starting to come down from the high of Alex Eala's late-night victory in the California desert, the WTA live ranking system just dropped an absolute bombshell. Word is spreading like wildfire that as soon as the final points were calculated from the blue courts of Indian Wells, Alex officially broke the entire world ranking system. The news that's exploding everywhere confirms that she has skyrocketed past her previous personal best to an incredible and historic new peak of number 28 in the world. The unbelievable reality is that for the very first time in history, a Filipina tennis player has earned a spot among the world's top 30 elite. This is way more than just a number. It's a massive power shift in the world of Asian sports. The international tennis media is in a complete and total frenzy. Experts are practically choking on their words because only 1 year ago, Alex Eala was being dismissed by critics who claimed she was just a junior phenom who could never handle the raw power of the Pro Tour. Yet in just 12 months, she has completely and utterly silenced every single doubt. The breaking analysis suggests this incredible leap to number 28 is the direct result of her almost inhuman level of consistency. From her impressive showings in the Australian summer to her dominant performance out in Dubai. But it was that monumental victory from last night that provided the final explosive push she needed to shatter the top 30 barrier. The hard truth is that Alex Eala is no longer just some promising young player on the rise. She is now a major force to be reckoned with, one that the establishment can't afford to ignore any longer. The most insane part of this first chapter is the financial impact of hitting that number 28 spot. Inside sources are revealing that becoming a top 30 player fundamentally alters the financial trajectory of a whole career. The usual secrecy around tournament logistics was blown wide open when it was confirmed that this new ranking gives Alex guaranteed direct entry and seeded positions in every single major Grand Slam for the rest of the year. This means she'll avoid facing the top 5 giants in the opening rounds. The financial explosion is very, very real. Major brands are reportedly sending their marketing departments into a panic to renegotiate her contracts. As one top agent deep inside the sports management world whispered, being 28 isn't just a career milestone, it's a global coronation. She has completely upended the marketing hierarchy of the WTA. And over at the Nadal Academy in Spain, the emotional fallout is off the charts. Reports are coming in that the staff and students were seen cheering through tears when the rankings refreshed on their screens at 4 a.m. local time. They understand that Alex Eala is the definitive proof that their intense training methods really work. But the weight of this new ranking is immense. Now that she's number 28, the world is looking at her with a whole new level of expectation. She's no longer the underdog story everyone can root for. She is now the target everyone wants to beat. Every player ranked below her is now scrambling, desperately trying to figure out a strategy to defeat the Queen of the Philippines. The financial shockwave that was triggered by the news of her number 28 ranking has reached a fever pitch on this Sunday afternoon, March 8, 2026. While fans are celebrating this monumental achievement for the Philippines, the unspoken truth within the sports business world is far more cutthroat. Buzz is growing that by smashing through the top 30 barrier, Alex has likely triggered a whole host of confidential performance bonuses written into her major endorsement deals. Word is that this one move in the rankings just landed her a massive $500,000 bonus from her main sponsors. Because the brutal reality in the world of professional tennis is this: the leap from number 31 to number 28 isn't just 3 spots. It's the difference between being a rising star and becoming a global brand. Analysts are reeling because her market value is growing faster than anyone could have imagined. But the psychological shockwave she's sending through the WTA Tour is even more powerful. The dead silence from the top 10 players lounge was shattered when word leaked about a harsh 3-word warning a top 10 rival sent to her own coaching staff after seeing Alex's name at number 28. The message reportedly said, "She is coming." The elite players are in a total panic because they know Alexa is no longer just a potential problem. She is an undeniable force who will now be seeded in the upcoming Grand Slams. This means the system can no longer try to bury her in the early rounds. One rival coach was supposedly heard frantically telling his team, "We used to watch her film to scout a junior prodigy. Now we watch her film to study a stone-cold assassin." She has completely shattered the comfort zone of the top 20. The most incredible part of this next chapter is the unbelievable journey of the last 12 months. To get to number 28, Alex had to push her body beyond all physical limits. The data flooding in from her training shows she has spent over 2,000 hours on the practice courts of the Nadal Academy in the last year alone. The stark truth is that while other players were taking much-needed vacations, Alex was in the blistering Mallorca heat, taking apart every one of her weaknesses. This explosive work ethic is the reason she has shot up over 100 places in the rankings. A top trainer who worked with her in Spain supposedly said she doesn't practice just to improve. She practices to take over the top spot. Her focus is superhuman. She has the Nadal drive with a Filipino heart, and that's an explosive combination. Inside WT, a corporate headquarters, the pressure to market Alex is becoming immense. They understand that the Pine Army is one of the most fiercely loyal fan bases in the world. The data on her digital engagement is off the charts, revealing that the announcement of Alex Eala's ranking pulled in 80 million impressions in only 6 hours. The raw fact is that Alex is rewriting the rules of tennis popularity. Right now, she's surpassing top 5 players in global reach and marketability. The old guard is furious because their entire hierarchy has been upended by a 20-year-old from Manila who refuses to be silenced. The reaction in the locker room is now one of pure awe and respect. Players who once ignored Alex in the hallways are now reportedly scrambling for her attention, wanting to figure out the secret to her incredible rise. But Camp Eala remains on complete lockdown. Reports say Alex isn't celebrating the number 28 ranking at all. Instead, she was seen back on the practice court only hours after her victory, her eyes already locked in on the next goal. The roar of celebration has effectively travelled from the deserts of Indian Wells to the heart of Manila on this Sunday, March 8, 2026. While the WTA establishment was still trying to process the new rankings, the news out of the Philippines hit with the force of an explosion. Reports started flying the second her number 28 ranking was confirmed. Thousands of fans swarmed the streets in a massive celebration the likes of which hadn't been seen since the glory days of Pacquiao. The raw truth is that Alex has completely cracked the code of Philippine sports culture. She's more than just a tennis player now. She has become a national icon of excellence. Sources in Manila revealed that local tennis clubs were scrambling, begging their staff to handle the insane flood of young kids demanding to sign up. Every single one of them was inspired by the queen of number 28. But the truly powerful, the heart-stopping part of this story took place behind the closed doors of Alex's hotel suite. Word got out that Rafael Nadal, her mentor and the undisputed king of clay, sent a private 2-minute video message that completely electrified the Eala camp. The secrecy around the video's contents was shattered when a source revealed that Rafa didn't just offer congratulations. He reportedly obliterated the very idea that her journey was anywhere near finished. He told her, his voice brimming with fierce pride, "You've kicked the door open. Now walk through it and take what's yours." That command, coming from the 22-time Grand Slam champion, carries an incredible amount of weight. It's confirmation that the Nadal Academy doesn't just look at Alex as another student. They see her as the future global standard-bearer for their entire legacy. The most incredible part of this story is the historic importance of breaking the top 30 barrier. Experts are reeling as they realize Alex Eala just demolished decades of limitations in the region. By hitting number 28, she is now officially the highest-ranked Southeast Asian player of the modern era. The media frenzy suggests this milestone has already sparked a $1 million infrastructure fund from private donors in the Philippines to get new courts built in her name. The incredible truth is that Alex's ranking isn't just a personal achievement. It's the catalyst that's about to reshape an entire nation's future in sports. An inside source at the Philippine Sports Commission was quoted as saying, "She just blew the roof off of what we thought was possible." Every kid on these islands now knows the top 30 isn't some fantasy, it's a real destination. Alex has single-handedly rewritten our destiny. Over at the WTA marketing department, it's now a state of full-blown panic. They know they have a global superstar on their hands who bridges the East and the West. The social media analytics are exploding, showing the tag EALA28 has already clocked 100 million impressions across all platforms. The undeniable reality is that Alex Eala is torching the old-school marketing models. She is taking over the digital space on her own terms, which makes her a more powerful and bankable asset than even some players ranked in the top 10. The old guard is panicking because they can no longer control her narrative. The Eala Army has made her story the biggest event in the world. Meanwhile, in the locker rooms, a psychological war is brewing. Players are reportedly terrified at the prospect of having to face the new number 28. They see the colossal support she has from the Philippines and the legendary mentorship she's getting from Nadal. And it's dawning on them that they aren't just up against a girl. They're up against an entire movement. One rival was heard whispering, "She's at 28 now. She'll be in the top 10 by the end of the year. The system can't hold her back anymore." In Part 4, we're going to dive into the leaked report on her secret $100,000 ranking party. Whispers are swirling about a secret party thrown by a tech billionaire, not to mention the brutal 5-word jab Alex's dad just threw at her haters. One was a roaring party. The other was a crystal clear message. The Queen has arrived, and she's not going anywhere. The massive financial tidal wave created by Alex's surge to number 28 hit a fever pitch this Sunday night, March 8, 2026. As the Pine Army celebrated wildly in the streets of Manila, another much more exclusive party was said to be happening in a private villa near Indian Wells. Word on the street is that a major tech billionaire, a longtime backer of Asian athletics, threw a private celebration just for the Eala camp. But the chatter exploding online points to this being way more than just a simple party. This was a high-stakes networking event where the groundwork for new global brand deals was being laid. What people are starting to realize is that hitting number 28 has kicked open doors to elite circles that have always been shut to athletes from Southeast Asia. A leak from one of the attendees claims the billionaire host announced to everyone, Alex isn't just another player. She's the financial engine driving a whole new era in tennis. But the absolute knockout punch of the night came from her father's viral post. Rumor has it, Alex's father, Mike Eala, finally broke his long silence on social media, going directly after the critics who spent years claiming she was too small and didn't have the power to crack the top 30. He apparently dropped a devastating 5-word bomb that has absolutely torched the internet. Do you see us now? That single question completely demolished the egos of the old guard tennis analysts who constantly downplayed Alex's potential. Now those same critics are in a full-blown panic, scrambling to delete their old spectacularly wrong predictions. The brutal truth is that her family's incredible resilience has finally shattered the old rules of the tennis world. Meanwhile, the shockwaves are causing absolute chaos inside WTA headquarters. Leaks suggest the tournament scheduling committee is furious, realizing they now have to completely overhaul their upcoming schedules to meet the massive demand for Eala. Because now that she is number 28, she's completely blown past the need for wildcards or qualifying rounds at the majors. All the chatter indicates that intense pressure from broadcasters in Asia is pushing the WTA to give Alex's upcoming matches global primetime slots. The hard truth for the establishment is that Alex Eala is single-handedly rewriting the TV ratings game. One network executive was supposedly overheard saying, "An Alex Eala match generates more online buzz than a final with 2 top 5 players. We can't afford to sideline her anymore. For our ratings, she is an absolute must-have." Back in the locker rooms, the psychological warfare has just escalated. Players in the top 20 are reportedly blowing up their agents' phones, demanding secret scouting reports on Alex's explosive new serves. They know her number 28 ranking is a complete illusion. She's playing like she's already in the top 10. And the total silence about her new custom racket tech is making her rivals crazy. They're panicking, wondering if her new top-tier status has given her access to exclusive gear they can't get. A rival coach was supposedly heard whispering, "She's got Nadal and the Pine Army behind her." Now she's backed by the deepest pockets in the world. That makes her unbelievably dangerous. It's official, the Philippines has taken over the world of tennis. Word has it that the Philippine flag is now flying proudly at WTA headquarters, a powerful tribute to the sport's new number 28. Coming up in Part 5, the final coronation. We'll show you the powerful 10-second moment when Alex finally saw her name on the official ranking wall, and we'll break down the game-changing predictions for her Grand Slam seedings in the months ahead. The champagne has been popped. The doubters have been silenced. A queen now has the world at her feet. That earth-shattering journey, which started years ago on the sweltering courts of Manila, has just hit its stunning and definitive peak this Sunday evening, March 8, 2026. But the real heart of this story is the one moment that has absolutely electrified every single Filipino fan. News is breaking that just a few hours ago, Alex Eala was spotted heading toward the official WTA ranking wall inside the Indian Wells Media Center. According to a flood of reports as the digital screen refreshed to display her name, Eala Alexa and world number 28. She just stood there completely still for a full 10 seconds. Onlookers say she didn't shout or cheer. She just reached out, touched the screen, and whispered an intense 3-word promise to herself. Just the beginning. That incredible focus is sending shockwaves through her competition, who now understand that breaking into the top 30 isn't enough for her. She is ferociously hungry for a spot in the top 10. But the most explosive part of this story is what this means for the Grand Slams. Pundits are scrambling now that they've grasped the mathematical certainty of this new ranking. By hitting number 28, Alex has officially locked in a seeded position for all upcoming Grand Slams. Sources are confirming this completely upends the tournament draws. For the first time ever, the top 5 players in the world will be looking over their shoulders, knowing they can't run into Alex until at least the 3rd round. The hard truth for her opponents is that Alex has essentially cracked the code for tournament survival. An insider on the French Open organising committee was allegedly overheard saying, "Eala just blew up our old brackets. She's a protected seed now." The Queen has officially taken her seat at the head table. The shockwaves are now tearing through the International Tennis Federation. They're finally realising that the Philippines is a powerhouse in the sport to stay. Meanwhile, the data on merchandise sales is just staggering. The commemorative number 28 shirt has seen an unprecedented wave of demand with over 50,000 pre-orders in just 4 hours. The brutal reality for the rest of the field is that Alex is shattering the sport's commercial records. She has completely captured the hearts of a global fan base. From Dubai to New York and from Manila to Madrid, the Pine Army has built an unbreachable fortress of support for their champion around the globe. The old guard of tennis is seething because they can no longer ignore the rise of this Asian titan. Back at the Nadal Academy, her final coronation was carried out in style. Sources say that Rafa Nadal himself has commissioned a permanent plaque for the Academy's Hall of Champions with the inscription Alex Eala World Number 28, the pride of the Philippines. This incredible honour has deeply moved the other students who now look to Alex as the ultimate blueprint for their own careers. While her team is keeping a tight lid on her next strategic move, one thing is crystal clear. She has just shattered the glass ceiling for every Southeast Asian athlete. In the locker room, there's nothing left but absolute respect. The mental battle is over, and the entire world now recognises Alex Eala as the new gold standard. She has conquered exhaustion, silenced all the critics, and rightfully seized her spot among the legends. As the sun sets over the Indian Wells Desert, the pride of the Philippines has never burned brighter. The number 28 is just another checkpoint. Her legacy is eternal. A queen has truly been crowned. The system has been shattered. What started as an upset has become an unbreakable dynasty. Thanks for following along on this explosive 5-part journey. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop a "proud of you, Alex" in the comments below. History has been written, and we're only at the beginning.